Good afternoon. Let's start from questions maybe you have. It would be quite easier for me not to repeat myself. Sure. No mic, sorry. The mic is off.
Vasily Stignev, RIA Novosti. There was a rally yesterday about introduction of the paid parking, and it was mentioned that it's possible to carry out a referendum. So can you give your comments on this? Well, first of all, there is a certain norms regarding conducting the referendum, and if people comply with these norms, yes, we are obliged to arrange all that. But I believe that when carrying out a referendum, this issue of parking, normalizing the traffic in the city is going to receive proper support, and most of the drivers that both live and come downtown will support us. Any other questions? Елена Петушова from Российская газета. I have two questions. First, please give us more details on transportation interchange hubs. Some figures, how many have been commissioned this year? What are the plans for next year? And were there any other protests apart from the case with Alexeyevsk, speaking about metro? And then Taganskaya, Krasnopresnenskaya metro line. Everyone knows that it's all over trafficked. And is there any other opportunity of reducing the commuting intensity there? As for interchange hubs, I briefly mentioned in my report what it is. Transportation interchange hub. Maybe some people think that this hub is aimed at about something commercial, but no, the main beneficiary is a passenger. A person can have various opportunities of has good options, possibility to select the options, and this thereby qualitative transportation media is created. By the end of this year, we are supposed to get about 147 planner hubs. Oh, there are some hubs of this sort, and there is a big site is created within which there is interchange. Not like Kaliningrad railway station, but something like this. So it's the case when a lot of transportation volume is concentrated in one site. So this type of hub, these hubs are going to be implemented in 2014, 2015. And there will be also some hubs that are going to become big capital hubs, like Vykhino metro station. There used to be a big market that was removed in several days, and instead of it, we got big parking lot for public and private vehicles, and there will be added exits to a railway station and to other communication ways. There are the amount of people commuting on a daily basis is between 300 and 400,000 people, and these volumes require attention from city government. Taganskaya Krasnopресненская line. It's one of the most overloaded lines. Elongation of this line to the Moscow region allowed to decrease the load on Vykhina station, but of course it added it increased the number of the total number of people commuting, and we are considering now introducing the tariffs allowing to get to Kazansky railway station using suburban trains, and these tariffs are going to be around the same as same to what people have to pay when they use metro. Then there are also ways out, such as creating Moscow Circle Railroad and third metro ring. We are also considering the new types of metro car creation. They will be more spacious, seat-wise. It's also one of the factors that will lead to improving the commuting capacity of this line. As for delays, train delays on this line, it's mainly due to people preventing the doors from being closed. So it's also one of the problems. Maria Bagiro Itartas. Could you tell us, recently there was a poll conducted by the state polling agency, and it showed that 40% of Muscovites support introduction of paid parking. Do you think it's true? I think that there are more people supporting this initiative. You know that I have been meeting and I'm different citizens, those who are for and those who are against this parking system, and I definitely can say that there are more people who are for. Of course, it's changing of the lifestyle. It's clear, and our targets are, our objectives are clear. We are always trying to be as honest and transparent as possible. Of course, we aim at reducing the number of vehicles entering downtown. Of course, people living in downtown are going to gain a lot due to introduction of these measures, and it will be safer downtown. Daria Orlova from Moskva FM. My first question is about parking. There are suggestions to have parking for free after hours and during weekends. And is it going to be implemented to have, when can it happen? After the second stage of paid parking's introduction? Also, increase of Moscow Circle highway road. The speed limit was increased. What about these changes? What can you say? As for parking, Moscow government has already approved the possibility of getting second residential permits. You can swap cars more often than once in 3 months. Yeah, so this was some fun in between all these parking talks. So as for weekends, we'll get back to it definitely. And you know that within the Boulevard Ring, starting from yesterday, the fee increased to 80 rubles. So please check it out. The number of sessions, as we have foreseen, decreased by 4.5 to 5%. So it means that the number of cars entering downtown reduced. It's good results. Weekends and public holidays will try to voice the decision in a more or less clear way by the end of December this year. It's more likely that it is going to be introduced as a pilot measure starting from May next year. Moscow Circle motorway.
So the capacity of this road and the speed increased a little bit. It was not always it's not always possible to measure the result because the conditions are different. We're now rebuilding a lot of points at the road. The capacity overall has now been reduced due to the reconstruction of the junctions and part of the road infrastructure. So our actions would be continued. We would continue the limitations we are making, and I would remind you that there is no need for any kind of permits at night. It has been provoked by kind of a discussion. There are no problems. This is a model of many European, American, Asian cities. There, the administration of this issue is much more severe, so we see no problem here. Galina, right. So you've mentioned that the information that we're going to see on the screens on the bus stops, and we're going to also have an application that would show when the bus or the public transport would arrive. So by the end of this year, we'll run a beta testing. Then we will improve it and add some content to it. But this basic function should start working till the end of this year. Good afternoon. Moskva Media, Anton Simakov. How much money have been collected at finding drivers who did not observe the parking rules, and what you're going to do in the future? So let's not mix the two issues. So you ask different things. There are fines, there are payments for the parking. So on fines, I am not able to answer it right away. So allow me to finish, for you just to understand what am I saying. The money collected with the parking fees is being then allocated to the district this money has been collected at. We have a lot of charts at the transport department. You can see all these charts and information. All this money will be allocated to the districts, to the municipalities. Part would be allocated this year, another part would be allocated first quarter next year. They all will be allocated to the districts where they've been collected. Fines are, of course, remaining in the city budget. These are not huge amounts. I would say that compared to the fees, these are quite moderate. So we have additional possibilities to administrate parking space. We have a Moscow administrative road inspection that is now recruiting new personnel, teaching people and training them and creating infrastructure. So this inspection would be fully running since January 1st next year. No, Mike, I'm sorry. Well, this money. Well, if you've read the decree of the government, you know what's the procedure and how this money is allocated, depending on the decisions of the municipal deputies and the citizens. Some of them have been allocated to rebuild houses, entrances, neighborhoods, sometimes even gas ovens. Moskovski Komsomolets, Yana. So, a question about these experiments. on parking spaces. That means special streets or what? No, that means time. That means schedule. So if we make an experiment, we will make it in a limited time frame, from the 1st of May till the end of the year, for instance. And if not, we'll make the decision whether to continue or not. And another question on the plenary station, what Moscow wants results have been presented, and one of the proposals was to provide screens in metro. And Sebastian said that next year there'll be a big project on navigation in metro. What's this project about? No, navigation. Well, Mr. Sebastian was speaking about specifically the metro, but we've published, and probably you've seen some of the presentations related to the fact, to our vision of the city navigation. It relates to metro, on-the-ground transport. We have some models, indicators we would like to see on the city streets. And if you look at them, you can see, and Alona can give you the link. Dear Maxim, magazine all about the construction, Rufina. So, connection between Moscow and Leningrad. Will there be a metro line? Because Moscow is Planerne, then Khimki, and then you can get to IKEA and maybe Leningrad. Maybe you're speaking about a different light metro. What do you mean by light metro? Wow. What's the vision of the construction magazine, and what's light metro? I want to ask you what it is. Just like the Butova line, on the ground metro. I will answer your question. So we're planning to broaden the railway infrastructure to Leningrad. I think we will do that, and we're discussing that with the Russian railways, that we will do that by the end of next year. So the suburban transport is the reality that would happen, of course, by the end of 2014, early 2015. Metro to Leningrad, there's never been such a discussion, just insinuations, not confirmed. So this is a project that is more like a tram, not the light metro. No, Mike, sorry. So, for the tram, there is a group of investors that are thinking to put in place such a project. If there will be financial backup and an engineering backup, we would support, of course, that if it helps to develop the city, to improve the connectivity, why not? So it is more like of an initiative of the investors. But Moskovia TV channel, I'd like to ask you about the question in our region, increasing the number of pedestrian roads. So will you continue to do that in Moscow? If yes, where? Well, you know for sure that we consider several streets to become more comfortable for pedestrians. But streets to be completely blocked by 2014, we don't think to do such streets. In most cases, we broaden the sidewalks or just reconstruct them and create new pedestrian crosses. In the program for 2014, we do not plan that. Moskovskая перспектива, Yulia, and at some point, you've said that you're going to conduct an audit of the on-ground public transport, and they would be changed. So what's the stage, and how big you're going to? How big is the calamity? How many of these routes would be changed? Well, we're indeed rethinking or redoing the routes for public transport. I would say that the number of units of buses and other units would be increased. So we will increase the number of seats. The logic of these routes would be changed. We will have mainline routes, and we will have local routes. We will rethink the conditions and the standards for this public transport. We will, of course, provide people with disabilities adapted public transport. We will, of course, provide benefits for the tickets for all of the categories. Izmailova would be a pilot district for that. So what we are thinking of implementing, we will implement that in Izmailova. I would like to right away to say that the number of buses would increase, the number of seats will increase by 20%, and our task is for you as Moscovites to when you get out of your house in 5 to 7 minutes, you can get to a bus stop so that you can get either to the closest hub or to your workplace. For that, we've done a lot of studies. We've figured out in each of the neighborhoods where these people go in different time of the day and in different days of the week. We've conducted this work, and we more or less understand what the network should look like. I think that the latest audit was done before the Olympics in 1980, and the rest of them were rebuilt chaotically. Only there where you have passengers, nobody thought that you have to commute school children to their school and so on. Well, the city has changed a lot since then. So we've done quite a big job. We will have a pilot route, and we will conduct an audit, and only after that we will spread it across the whole city. And we will have new bus stops. Yes. None of the bus stops would be closed. None of the routes would be abolished. But of course, we will reduce the small buses with big buses. RIA Novosti, Mikhail Voskresensky. A question to bikers. Do you think about the bikers? Do you think of creating free parkings for the bikes? It has been done in August or in July. So good news for you. It is already for free. Will there be any special parking lots for the bikes? Because it's no secret, it occupies much less space, and you can park it where you cannot park a car. Well, I've met different leaders of the bikers community, and we've agreed on the fact that there is no need for the moment to allocate special parking lots, but if a biker has seen another bike parked, it's logical to park it just nearby, but respecting other bikers. So it's kind of a social agreement. So once we understand where to allocate such parking spaces, we would do that. But it would be, say, a local measure. You're right as well. It's a seasonal thing.
Maria Bagirova from Intertas. There is a discussion on a federal level of transportation system in the subjects of the Russian Federation. Is it your initiative, and what's your view of that? I see you have a peculiar attitude to us. I want to say that we are able to stop the to close the vehicle access at any point. We have all the opportunities. I cannot really say since when, but when I've come into the office, when I took the office, it's already been there. And it doesn't have a direct relation to Moscow situation. We have the authority. Are you speaking about limitations of? Are you speaking about limiting or prohibitions or paid commuting? We can limit transportation. For example, when we have Sadovый ring being under repair, will limit the transportation flow. What you are saying is regarding the federal roads. We don't have federal roads. Please listen out. In Moscow, we don't have federal roads. This document doesn't provide us any with any news. We don't have. We don't plan to impose any additional limitations, if that's what you mean. We are not discussing. And the last questions. Once again, you've mentioned smart systems in Moscow roads. I'm just interested. Do you have any plans where you want to introduce roads areas in all of them? There are 1,700 traffic lights that have already been installed, and they can be integrated into the common system of integrated traffic management. Of course, we are going to be testing all the solutions and introducing it area by area. We'll have a very individual approach to each of the areas and blocks. The task for us until the end of this year is to complete with the complex infrastructure like sensors of traffic flow, transportation flows, traffic lights control, information transmission system, cameras, and camera footage. Also, this year we'll get a common state center on city transport management, public and private transportation vehicles included. There you'll be able to track every metro train, every car of the metro train, every trolleybus, bus, and everything. From this center, we'll be able to manage all the transportation flows in the city. It'll be possible to respond in a very quickly way. It'll be accessed by the militia, by police, and all, Emercom, everything, to be able to provide quick response to any emergencies. I think, yes. We finish with the construction activities by about 25th, and starting from next year, we'll start introduction of the system. So thank you. Other questions? So the last question then. Alexander Samsonov from Экология и Жизнь. Could you tell us the following? You've mentioned the intensive traffic of the rolling stock. But when there are problems with traffic due to repair works, it's different. Very often the roads are being repaired in a very, so to say, peculiar way, and it's very hard to predict this. How do you plan to deal with this? Because there are such estimates that by 2018, the morning and evening traffic jams are going to close into one traffic jam. Yeah, I've heard that. I think it's not going to happen. We are preparing the specific government statements that are going to regulate repair works within the city, and these regulations are aimed at reducing the impact thereof on traffic in this system. Now we have a commission that gathers together all the requests on requests regarding the repair works and roads. We are doing some modeling in order to plan these activities and to schedule them and everything. Now we are coordinating it. All the agencies provide this information for us, and we have arranged it already half a year ago. As for Moscow region, well, we are not coordinating with them yet, so it's mostly about our traffic in the city. And you're absolutely right. Later on, we'll have to work together. That's a mathematical model and behind it, and we are using it in an active way. Thank you.